Buddha, when he worked in India 2,450 years ago, had some very close students. One of them is called Loving Eyes because he had very great compassion for everybody. And we actually see this Loving Eyes form, we see him manifesting over many centuries. So they took rebirth in Tibet, and the first of these were the Karmapa. So he was the first incarnate Lama of Tibet. He was born 1110, and people who meditated on him saw a black energy field over his head, pentangular. And actually, his fourth incarnation taught the teacher of the first Dalai Lama. So Karmapa was the main reincarnation at that time, and then gradually many others came. That was his main thing. That was what he was good at.
So it is very, very auspicious that we will be beginning it with this empowerment of white Tara, or white liberty.
Это очень благоприятный знак, что мы начинаем нашу программу в России с посвящения на белую тару или белую освободительницу.
And I believe that it has also some great historical reasons also linked here in Russia, also with the white Tara.
И я уверен, что этому есть также глубокие исторические причины здесь, в России, связанные с белой тарой.
These are our monks from the traditional Buddhist Sangha of Russia. They just came from a tantric monastery in Buryatia. And right now they are drawing the mandala of white Tara. And we have also made a mosaic picture of white Tara for this occasion. We say that white Tara is an emanation of state leaders. As you are aware, in 1741, the Empress Elizabeth II recognized the Buddhist faith in Russia and issued a corresponding decree. Building the mandala is spiritual work. It is also connected to the practice of Buddhism. It is a rare occasion, and it fits very well in this monument because the 17th Karmapa will give the White Tara initiation.
Damba zamjene alhanam jine tuzurandara lai chune dabai dejen dagi tu solo sarvat atha gada abike gada samaya shireye majra sadova samayam anapalaya wajra
Karmapa ge ngar Karmapa kunti mangboji.
My family representatives have been secretaries to Karmapa for many generations, and everyone in my family kept repeating Karmapa Cheno. From childhood, I kept hearing this declaration, and as early as I can remember myself, I could hear Karmapa's name.
And 16th Karmapa was mighty. He was simply like a force of nature. Just came straight in, totally spontaneous. Whatever he thought happened, he was incredible. A true diamond way teacher.
Of course, each individual will have their own choice, their own right of believing and understanding what it is. From my own experience is that it is one of the greatest tools to understanding what is life. For me, it was a source of great blessing and great inspiration. And so, just reminding myself that yes, no matter time or circumstances, when one does something positive, something genuine, it prevails for an eternity, especially if the work or the activity is born out of compassion.
I saw many wonderful things, and it was very auspicious and a great occasion to be able to see it in first hand, the painting of the 10th Karmapa Chwing Dorje. And then, of course, other than that, there are so many precious statues of different traditional making were also shown, and I was very impressed.
And moreover, Peter I was the first Tsar who founded St. Petersburg. I would like to speak about our activities, what we do in our centers. Meditations in our centers take place every day in our center. Before and after group meditation, people do their individual practices every day. Short and music lectures are very popular, so this is our way to familiarize with time.
What's in the press conference, yeah?
Yeah, the big one. Yeah, very special.
He's permanently here. He's also a citizen of Kalmykia.
Я рад, что вы приняли мое приглашение посетить Калмыкию.
I'm happy that you have accepted my invitation to visit Kalmykia.
Yesterday, the journalists asked what to expect from the visit of Your Holiness. I said we could expect anything, and above all, rain. And an hour later, the radio reported that it was raining in Ilista.
Karmapa Thaye doje Rosule Perochi sene ting mombo chuwa tinga kosong. Tene
Earlier, I heard that Karmapa had already been receiving invitations to visit Russia, but could not come because of his busy schedule. I could also guess that his roots in Russia have been through the second Karmapa, Karmapakshi, who had been invited to the court of Kubilai Khan. Karmapakshi accepted that invitation. Since then, Karmapas had established connections with people in the north, people in Mongolia, and so on. And I think this is the root cause of his current visit.
It may not be right, but it's a noble tendency.
Yes, I believe tomorrow we have the empowerment of Jerezik, yes, Jerezik, and the day after also of Karmapakshi. And as always, the importance of compassion is something that we need to be reminded over and over again in our lives.
In 1993, when I was elected to be the president of Kalmykia, old people gave me an order to make a Buddhist and an Orthodox prayer house for us to go. Probably nations away from the country's center were more influenced by the Soviet machine, which was suppressing national uniqueness. In the year I was born, the National Gymnasium of Kalmyk language was closed. Neither Hurala nor temples existed. Now I think that state policy does not hinder us, and we are developing freely.
Anyway, we visualize ourselves as Jerezik, and then from our body, speech, and mind, then we receive the blessings of body, speech, and mind of the Buddhas.
Так или иначе, мы представляем себя в форме Ченрезига, и для наших тела, речи и ума получаем благословение его тела, речи и ума.
And as a symbol or as a sign, then we visualize the three syllables Om, A, and Hom.
И как знак этого мы представляем три слога Om, A и Hung.
The representation of body, speech, and mind, and the first syllable Om in a white color.
Это представляет тело, речи, ум. И первый слог Om белого цвета.
A in red color.
А красного цвета.
And Hung in blue color.
И Hung синего.
And then with the foundation of compassion, loving kindness, then we make the wish to benefit all sentient beings, and that is the enlightened attitude.
И на основании сочувствия и любящей доброты мы вырабатываем желание приносить пользу всем чувствующим существам.
Every time we make holes in the ground,
Каждый раз, когда мы копаем ямы в земле,
we disturb some energies that live there.
мы беспокоим какие-то энергии, которые там живут.
But you can make a deal with them.
Но с ними можно договориться.
And the best way to make contact with as many as possible is to go to the four corners and then put something in the center and put something down there.
И лучший способ это заложить что-то на 4 углах и также еще что-то в середине.
In Germany often we had one color of stone here, one color of stone there, but that's not necessary.
Таким образом получается контакт с большим количеством таких энергий. Да? В Германии мы иногда кладем камни соответствующих цветов на соответствующих углах, но в этом нет необходимости. Восток! Питер, готовы?
Толик. Yes.
Все готовы?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
One!
$800, 950 years of Kagyu in Tibet, and before that 1500 years of mixed yogis developing into Kagyu in India. Or in the case of the 17th, saying already when he was 2 years old, I'm Karmapa, which was politically very dangerous in China at the time. Think this scar, which you see on the back of Karmapa's head, was actually from his uncle who tried to save him from saying that and knocked him against something. Is that right? He's young, 26, we can expect a lot of good things from him. I should maybe add something here. Several of our teachers looking for the 16th Karmapa, or for the continuation of the 16th Karmapa, the 17th, actually went up to Tibet several times, and they all tell about a child, who was running to them and showed and wanted contact with them.
At the time of recognition, I was probably 11. And so I was very small, so didn't have too much of an idea of what was happening. Yes, but it was a very amazing moment because it was at that time that I first met many Dhamma friends. And I remember on the very day where I arrived at the institute in New Delhi, I was greeted by thousands of Dhamma friends.
The first thing one encounters in Buddhist literature is that this world is a world of suffering. In the Russian language, suffering is directly connected with pain. So this world, our world we live in, is full of pain. And I think to overcome this pain, one needs to go beyond the boundaries of samsara. So how can I resolve this contradiction, which, as I can see, is in the fact that we must have a positive view?
Yes, certain teachings are aimed towards certain individuals.
Определенные поучения рассчитаны на определенных людей.
Yes. So if one is, let's say, extremely lazy,
если человек чрезвычайно ленив
and too distracted,
и слишком отвлечен,
and doesn't appreciate or doesn't understand the nature of, let's say, of life,
и не понимает природу жизни,
then yes, such teaching as to view the nature of samsara as suffering becomes useful.
Тогда, да, такие поучения, которые говорят о страдании как природе самсары, становятся полезными.
But that doesn't mean that that very teaching or that very method should be applied to all.
Но это не означает, что эти поучения или этот метод нужно применять ко всем.
So therefore, that we all put our minds with great focus and with a great wisdom.
Если мы сильно сосредоточим свой ум с великой мудростью,
we can all achieve enlightenment.
Все можем достичь просветления.
And the second question, should we be afraid of death?
We don't recognize that it is just another transition.
Мы не осознаем, что это еще один переход.
And instead,
Вместо этого
we experience that as death.
мы это переживаем как смерть.
And that's why it becomes really fearsome.
И поэтому это становится чем-то очень болезненным.
That's why if we...
Очень страшным.
Yes. But first of all, also to just to have full control over our own, over ourselves, to see it as a drama, is also not that easy.
На самом деле полностью контролировать, владеть собой так, чтобы видеть все происходящее как спектакль, драму, это не так просто.
I still have a long way to go still.
Мне еще много предстоит проехать.
And so during that trip I will be able to look at Moscow and the whole of Russia from many different angles.
И во время этой поездки я смогу посмотреть на Москву и на всю Россию с разных сторон.
And wherever we went, we were accepted so warmly.
И куда бы мы ни приехали, нас везде принимают очень тепло.
Yes. So we are just right now at a stage of developing and even furthermore.
И мы просто находимся в одной из стадий развития в сторону чего-то большего.
Yeah.
And here is the biggest shopping mall, no?
I think it's very important to have in each city or in each town to have a center. And as for everyone can see, it is really a place where, of course, the practice is regularly applied. So the center itself is like the statue. Yes, so we are the feelings. So if we fill ourselves with very good intention, aspirations, then the statue of center is also very healthy. But it is said that it's always auspicious to have the eyes painted. But what I'm thinking is not two colors, not thick colors, but light colors.
It's very difficult. Now you will.
преподнести это Ламе Оле.
And we would like to present it to Lama Ole.
Our victory on all levels, outer, inner and secret. Okay?
За нашу победу на всех уровнях, на внешнем, внутреннем и тайном.
It is said the term vehicles is used simply because of a particular method.
Термин ваджраяна или алмазная колесница употребляется, потому что используются особенные методы.
It is a vehicle because the tool supports us in reaching our goal.
Это называется колесницей, потому что она поддерживает нас в достижении нашей цели.
So therefore, it's very much a vehicle.
И поэтому это очень похоже на какое-то транспортное средство.
In other words, it is a way of looking at one's precious existence as a vehicle.
Другими словами, это способ относиться к своему драгоценному существованию как к какому-то транспортному средству.
So then, of course, other than that, there are also countless of other transmissions.
Конечно, есть бесчисленные другие линии, другие передачи.
And then brought that back in Tibet.
И Марпа принес все это к себе домой в Тибет.
And then, of course, began a great activity.
И там начал свою великую деятельность.
The transmission is, in simple terms, it is the precious teachings that Buddha taught.
Это передача в очень простых терминах. Это драгоценное учение, которое передал Будда.
Which was transmitted in an unbroken line to realize Bodhisattvas onwards.
Которое в непрерывной линии преемственности передавали достигающие полного постижения бодхисаттвы своими словами.
Then the Vajra symbolizes the mind.
Ваджра символизирует ум.
And the bell symbolizes the speech.
А колокольчик — речь.
And then its combination, its union, or its combination. Then the combination represents the body.
А их союз представляет тело.
He's really giving us the blessing of his whole family, and we should be very glad about that.
Он действительно дает нам благословение всей своей семьи, и мы должны быть за это очень благодарны.
And I tell you, we are so impressed about the work you've done on the center.
И могу сказать, что на нас сильное впечатление производит работа в вашем центре.
I mean, Irkut Center is world class. It is very, very good.
Иркутский центр — это мировой класс.
Find out who knows what and put your knowledge together.
Определите, кто что знает, в какой области, и соедините ваши знания.
And everybody be proud of what the others know.
И каждый гордитесь тем, что знают другие.
That's important.
Это важно.
Really. Saves a lot of work and gives a lot of good feeling.
Это экономит много работы и дает много хороших чувств.
I wish you luck. Really.
И желаю вам удачи. Поправляйся. Тебе удачи, поправляйся.
Уважаемые пассажиры, проходим вагоны, посадка завершена.
Сколько нам здесь? Нет, вот эти вместе. Сопровождение.
Give him a seat.
Отойди, судья.
Referee, move away.
Отойди.
Why do you get in the way?
The
Japanese have taken their sumo from us. Sumo wrestling is like our wrestling. His fellow countryman has won. He's very glad. For the first time in the history of Russian Buddhism, His Holiness Gyalwa Karmapa is visiting the center of Buddhism as our guest. His students from all over the world, from Europe, America, and Australia.
And I feel that it is also a very special occasion I heard today.
Я также слышал сегодня, что это специальное, особое событие.
So to be at such an occasion of celebrations.
Такой праздник.
Actually is auspicious.
И присутствовать на таком празднике это действительно благоприятный знак.
I very much feel that I'm at home.
Я почувствовал себя, как будто я дома.
Здесь у нас Байкал есть, и Чигилов Хамбо-лама есть.
We have Baikal, we have Hambo-lama.
Еще что-то есть,
We have something else,
которого нет у тибетцев.
something that Tibetans don't have.
В Европе есть мода,
Europe has fashion,
Евросоюз,
European Union,
и Оли не идут. Больше там ничего нет.
We have to get Russia into the European Union.
Нужно включить Россию в Евросоюз, в конце концов.
Не, дорогой, мы в Азии живем. Мы в Азии живем.
We live in Asia.
Может,
Maybe we should include Europe into Asia.
буддизм это самая лучшая цивилизация.
Buddhism is the best civilization.
That's true.
Понимаете?
That's true.
Европа это христианская цивилизация.
Europe is a Christian civilization.
Поэтому мне та цивилизация не нужна.
Therefore, I don't need that civilization.
Oh, okay. Well, we will offer it anyway.
Мы бы ее в любом случае предложили.
Это же не демократия.
This is not democratic.
За нашу буддийскую цивилизацию отвечает Хамбо-лама и Тигилов.
For our Buddhist civilization, Hambo-lama и Gyalwa is responsible.
Sure.
Да, поэтому
Not different from our Mahasiddhas and so on.
Он не отличается от наших махасидхов.
We are very happy, you know.
Every time we see him, one is really touched.
Мы очень счастливы каждый раз, когда мы его видим, это трогает.
It's a pity Russia lost so many people again and again in gulags and big wars where the officers didn't take care of the soldiers. It's really a pity because, you know, there could be people living here also, you know, it'd be nice. It's a beautiful place to be. May they all be happy. Everybody who comes here feels at home. Everybody who comes to Russia and meets the people, you know, is really inspiring. Friends, you will not believe it. We have amazing visitors from Near East, Thaye, Middle East.
Друзья, вы не поверите, у нас потрясающие гости.
The high Himalayas. We simply think that people are different. And the way people eat different things or find different partners or wear different clothes, you know, they also need a choice for their minds if they have to develop. While Buddhism and Taoism and actually also to a high degree Hinduism, they just tell people how things work and then one has to decide if one will function in that way or not, but people are left free. For instance, we Buddhists are not very good at social things, while the Christians, especially in the West, are excellent. And they are sending more and more people to Buddhist psychologists and philosophers and so on, and lamas, because they know we are better at working with mind. So in this way we can work together. Free religions can work together very well.
One can continue with one's own culture. It has its own roots, it has its own reasons, and I'm sure that each culture has its own, it's created or it's established in a way that it's meant for something good, yes? So I'm sure it represents something good. So it is not a must that one has to break away from that. One can probably continue with it if it is beneficial for yourself or for others, yeah? And then one can use the Buddhist practice to view how you live, view how others live. So I think it could very much stay together. You also have that choice, and at the same time, if you also wish to just purely practice and you know, free oneself from any tradition or anything, that is also a choice too, yeah. Europe, well, when I came to Europe, actually I was, well, of course it was winter, it was very cold, but I was again very, very happy because ever since I had left Tibet, back in India, you'd never see snow, yeah? Almost never, unless you go to the Himalayas. So for a long time, I've never seen snow. So it was really wonderful to see a change. And then after that, my biggest impression of Europe at the first time is actually the time I entered the hall, where we had more than 10,000 people in there, yeah? So that was really overwhelming. So therefore, what I really appreciate of all his work is that although Buddhism has, although it's not a religion, over the years of adapting to different cultures, traditions, it has made it look like as if it had some restriction, yes? So the way he does it, of course, is in a way that there is to show its genuine way. That there is no restriction, and so I think that's very good for the people. I think, of course, it depends very much on the region, the time, the society, everything. So normally Buddhism has to be brought according to that, yeah? Otherwise, if you don't do it accordingly, instead of being a help, it could, who knows, it could even be an obstacle. So therefore, many different teachers normally throughout history, of course, try to bring everything according to the situation. So the way he brought, of course, for some might seem, let's say, unusual, yeah, might raise some eyebrows, but still, I mean, like when you look at the result and when you see how the students or the practitioners have developed, yeah, well, I mean, it is as good as, how to say, any practitioners from the past.
Beautiful woman. I don't care about that. I don't care about the numbers. I can't read them anyway. But anywhere in the world, she'd be a beautiful woman.
Везде в мире она была бы красивой женщиной.
I think Karmapa
We make space or
Karmapa! Karmapa is here!
Кармапа здесь.
and here.
It's a Siberian town and they do a lot of good work.
Сибирский город, здесь много делают
Close
хорошей
to
работы.
China, but
Близко к
Tibet and
Китаю,
Russian security, right?
но
And help Karmapa get on the train again.
Оля, спасибо.
Oh, you waited for so long. You waited for so long. You should have been better, shouldn't it?
We all just very innocently, very very genuinely we want happiness. That's all we want. We don't want anything else. That is our nature. The problem is not knowing how to reach that happiness, how to find that happiness. So we try all sorts of things. So that's why we have all this history, yeah? For each individual, happiness might be different, yeah? But if we put aside our idea of habits, idea of happiness, habits of happiness, and seek for the absolute happiness, well, there's nothing more beyond to go than enlightenment itself. Well, this is also a pursuit of happiness.
What?
This is also a pursuit of happiness, yeah? A long drive.
I tell you, now they will remove that one and replace it. And he does not speak any Russian. He will understand. Throughout this entire trip, we have had a feeling that we cannot believe it is all happening. And it is all very unusual. This experience is magical because we are traveling with two of our lamas, our root lama and our lineage lama.
Это очень просто
It is a very magical
сильное,
and powerful
волшебное
experience.
переживание.
That's right.
Ну, по крайней мере,
We
так
get so
мало
little
удается
sleep
поспать, что
that even if I have
может быть,
dreams,
что-то и снится,
I can't
но
remember
ничего
any
не
of them.
помню. Тебе снятся сны?
Мне что-то сегодня снилось.
Today I had a dream about this tour, its organization, something about Karmapa's schedule.
Ну и именно с этой поездкой, потому что как-то...
But I honestly don't remember anything from that dream.
Программой Кармапы, но я, честно говоря, ничего не помню.
But as we learned today, there is a bar which is even higher.
Потому что Кармапа, когда...
Today, Karmapa took a walk along the train and said that he would very much like to participate in the winter tour.
Поехать в зимнюю поездку.
Karmapa is coming.
Дорогой Gyalwa Karmapa, мы рады приветствовать тебя на приморской земле.
Gyalwa Karmapa въезжает в счастливый море вечер.
Дорогие наши учителя,
Our dear teachers,
драгоценный Gyalwa Karmapa,
precious Gyalwa Karmapa,
дорогие друзья,
dear friends,
иногда вот так трудно бывает выразить, но на самом деле в этом, наверное, присутствует все, что мы могли бы
sometimes it's difficult to express oneself, but this time it probably says everything that we could.
всего самого лучшего о том, что происходит в настоящий момент.
Could say about the very best thing that is happening right now.
Great fighters don't say a lot, right?
Великие бойцы много не говорят.
It's a great honor we have today here in Vladivostok and Primoria and all of Vostok, you know, that Gyalwa Karmapa is with us.
Сегодня Владивостоку, Приморью и всему Дальнему Востоку выпала большая честь, то, что с нами Gyalwa Karmapa.
Any gesture or any action that is accumulated through our body, speech, and mind out of a very genuine motivation is of great merit.
И каждое действие, которое мы совершаем телом, речью и умом, если за этим стоит подлинная мотивация, является великой заслугой.
Brings all the enrichments or all the requirements that that is needed to have a very joyous existence or a joyous state of mind.
И это создает необходимые условия для того, чтобы у нас появилось это очень радостное и счастливое состояние ума.
One is probably one may understand that I live a very that's probably the way I live, the way I view things, the way I value things is maybe different from others. But from my own point of view, I feel very much like everyone else. Well, the truth is, all of us, each and every individual is like a wish-fulfilling jewel, if you choose to view it that way. So am I a wish-fulfilling jewel? Well, that's, for myself, it's really up to whether I develop this quality or not. So, meaning that if one falls into this concept that the world this materialistic world we live in is the absolute, then it brings a lot of, I think, imbalance. So therefore, if you follow that path of overcoming one's ego, one can bring absolute joy for everyone. It's not something that, and this truth is not something that's been discovered only now. And it has been a wonderful trip, and I'm sure it is just a continuation. Even though we have come to the end, it's still more like to be continued.
Несмотря на то, что мы дошли до конца, все равно это не конец, а скорее продолжение следует.
Japan to the south. South is here. Yes, yes.
Where's Japan?
That's true.
Very nice light.
That's wonderful idea to go on.